stop scrolling if you're sleeping on one of the most visually stunning platformers ever made. Seriously, this isn't just another spin-off from that iconic 2008 series we all grew up with, and you know exactly who I am talking about. The little needed legend is back. Of course, it's Sackboy, a big adventure. Now, before you brush this off, it's just a kid's game. Because of the wacky style and wool characters, hold up, trust me, you couldn't be more wrong. Underneath that cute aesthetic lies some of the most creative and challenging level design in years. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 main reasons why you absolutely need to try. Let's dive in. Many years ago, I first tried LittleBigPlanet on PS3. The game immediately left a mark on me, with all those adorable creative visual styles inspired by craft materials. Platforms look like they were made of fabric with lots of wooden details and various miniatures crafted from cardboard or papier-mâché. This art concept continued in the later installments too. As a spin-off of the series, Sackboy Big Adventure fully embraced the famous style. Before playing, I thought this game would just recycle the well-known environmental design from the previous games, so why not give it a try and dive back into childhood? But from the very beginning, I realized this installment went beyond my expectations. The game greeted me with familiar design, rich graphics, and all those tiny details, but now even more refined. In this 3D platformer, the surroundings are packed with a variety of elements. The main hero moves along paths made of blocks covered in leather, wool, or fabric, stitched at the edges. Nearby, you'll find cardboard decorations and everyday objects from the real world integrated into the environment. The Soaring Summit is the first snowy world, featuring many diverse levels to introduce the game's landscape. The Cold Feet level is particularly notable. Sackboy explores the Snow Kingdom made of sponge blocks with silver glitter standing in for snow, stacks of textile cinnamon rolls, and ice-shaped crystals. Another part that caught my attention was a sponge attraction with a galloping lamb at the top. I just grabbed it and rolled as I would on a playground. There are also shaggy, extendable blocks with weird facial expressions, like they tired and couldn't care less about what's happening around them. In the kingdom of Crablantis, Sackboy runs along a path surrounded by swirling wool underwater plants and big corals with cardboard fish nearby swimming about in the background. The designers even added an old watch entwined with wool octopus tentacles. I didn't expect they could recreate something so charming and fairy-like. In the colossal canopy, everything complements the tropical vibe. Ceramic flower pots, cardboard torches with paper flames, textile flowers, monkeys, bananas, and more. In the background, tree trunks and green plants rise up, reminding you that Sackboy is just a small element in the scene, as if someone built it all inside the cardboard box using craft materials. The details in Sackboy himself look like miniatures, giving real depth to the space. On some levels, when Sackboy runs along platforms, you can notice water with glitter, as if someone accidentally spilled it there. The most remarkable world is the Interstellar Junction, a colorful, futuristic style with bright details and flashlights. I was impressed reaching the top of a fridge or a cardboard beam hanging from metal chains, enjoying decorations like robots, a huge music speaker, and nearby pipes. But the most wow moment was when I reached a tray held in the hands of a giant metal robot that moved along with me. The center of Craft World retains many familiar details from other worlds, but presents them in a darker style, reminiscent of a sinister circuit in certain areas. Cardboard snowmen and monkeys look poison. Cameras on walls follow the player, and some part of the environment feels slightly unsettling, almost like a wetland. When playing as Sackboy, jumping on platforms made from a wooden dresser, folded paper, boxes, bricks, books, plants, and other objects, it really feels like some childhood dreams have come alive. Imagine how you could play with cardboard figures among the mountains made from blankets, or place jars around like foundations for your stage. In my opinion, these craft worlds are the peak among the other game designs of this series. While I was playing, I often found myself staring at the visual style and losing a level. I was running, looking at handmade flowers, fancy cardboard houses, and figures around me. Then suddenly a platform would disappear, or electrocute me. A laser would hit, or I couldn't grab a sponge in time. Yeah, it sounds simple, but it still caught me off guard. Behind all these adorable elements, the game hides some pretty tough and varied platforming mechanics. I am a bit embarrassed to admit how many times I failed certain levels. At the beginning, the game introduces the gameplay and what's it really about. Some of the first levels were peaceful and just for fun. I'd explore the surroundings, savoring all the details, running along cables with flags, and so on. As I progressed, the gameplay gradually escalated. One level made me jump from sponge to sponge more often, and at one point, there was a long sequence of them. Sometimes, prickly fish would appear to get in the way. It got intense, like jumping through bubbles while avoiding a moving light at the same time. On some levels, my path went through tiles that fell a few seconds after stepping on them, and sometimes they went down with me. On others, I encountered flying and jumping platforms, so you can guess I didn't always land in the right place. Additionally, the platformer challenged me when it was time to control a flying surface, tilting the controller to get Sackboy to the opposite side. But these features were just the flowers. Then the game introduced levels with moving platforms that look like a ship or a locomotive, where you mostly stay on them while collecting orbs and fighting NPCs in parallel. On top of that, a shower of exploding screws would fall on you, so when I jumped through the hoops, everything went fine until a screw suddenly dropped and smashed me completely. During the playthrough, some levels seemed average at first, just exploring and running forward. Then the camera would suddenly change perspective and a giant snowman would roll toward you, crushing everything in its path. This level felt like a little nightmare, pushing Sackboy to his limits to overcome obstacles and escape that crazy snowman. The only thought in my mind was, why does Sackboy run so slowly on his tiny, knitted legs? After all those level designs, I honestly hoped that it was the peak of variety, but then came a few levels with moving cameras. That was just nuts, especially with all the obstacles I had to face along the way. These races were exhausting because I didn't have enough time to get over barriers, deal with enemies, and stay under the camera's radar all at once. I felt like I ran a whole marathon after those levels, hunting for orbs in tricky spots, where reaching them was almost impossible without restarting. Collecting is also an integral part of the gameplay. Orbs, golden bells, and dreamer orbs are the main collectibles in the game. The most important for progressing are the dreamer orbs. They help you get to the next world. They may seem easy to collect at first, but dreamer orbs are often hidden in tricky places. That means replaying levels, running in different directions, and jumping on platforms everywhere to find them. Only way to collect on these and overcoming obstacles. Sackboy gains helpful tools in certain levels, like a grapple, boomerang, shooting gloves, flying shoes, or other items to defeat NPCs. One of the most memorable tools was a fish that could be used to slap annoying enemies. Sackboy grabbed it, and then the fun began. I think Sackboy Big Adventure is one of the most engaging games in its genre when it comes to gameplay, and it can easily compete with giants like Super Mario Odyssey or Astro Boat. And of course, when discussing gameplay, we can't ignore the creatures that bring these worlds to life. I felt like an ancient man, running and waving the fish tool to defeat enemies. Sackboy encounters many kinds of NPCs, some that attack directly and others that just go about their own business. From the first level, pink, ball-shaped creatures with green ponytails and a clumsy gait wait for you, ready to kick your ass. Then I struggled with a frog-like creature with big eyes and gills. When Sackboy enters its view, it tries to jump on him and attack. As you progress, a strange creature with big eyes appears, spitting toxic balls. Hopefully, it hides under its metallic bag, leaving a tail you can pull to win and collect bells. Many times I was moving for a level when I suddenly got attacked from a high platform surrounded by pink enemies as well. That was clever of them, they set their trap for me perfectly. There are also colorful artiodactyl NPCs that look like stools and run at you on all their legs to attack. But the craziest NPC for me was one that looks like an insect with 4 hands throwing missiles at you. Sometimes there is no way to avoid the rockets, especially when there are several at once. Another enemy fires shells as well. It's like a military installation with eyes and a helmet. The only way to defeat some enemies is to jump on their heads during pauses in firing. Depending on the location, NPCs can have certain upgrades. For example, a device that allows them to fly or move through space. All of these give them a better chance to attack you more efficiently. Overall, NPCs in this game aren't very strong. They mostly keep you busy and spice up the playthrough. And of course, they perfectly enhance the atmosphere, since they are all made from craft materials as well. The same can be said for bosses, who aren't too tough. Sackboy battles many of them: Banana Bandit, Vex Manapit, Ruffled Ruffin, Vex Extinguisher, Electric Werewolf, Vex Naomi, Gypy Thunder, Vex Terminator, and Vex himself. Each has unique features and combat styles. Some, like the Banana Bandit, Ruffled Ruffin, or Electric Werewolf, are easy to defeat. Others take more effort and time. One of my favorites is Vex Mammoth, which looks like a caterpillar with the head of a Chinese dragon. He mostly moves underground, cutting into pieces and leaving sharp obstacles behind. Then he disappears for a while and reappears crossing the stage to attack. Another boss worth noting is Vex Naomi, a virus-infected robot. Sackboy has to save her from the virus, literally destroying it. During the fight, he interacts with sensory elements on the stage, moving parts as he goes, shooting viruses into a motherboard and avoiding laser damage all at the same time. This battle was really memorable and intense, especially among all the bosses in the game, except for the final fight against the main boss, Vex. There, Sackboy had to survive under Vex's pressure, bombs, various types of NPCs, a giant hand trying to smash him, and more. Luckily, the way to win was slapping Vex's face. It felt like a reward after the tough playthrough, a moment of vengeance, a chance to finally strike back. Overall, the bosses in this game deserve attention for their visual design and combat mechanics, even if they aren't particularly strong. When you're taking down another boss, you might as well do it in style, or just look adorable while you're at it. The designers put a lot of work into the visual art and didn't overlook the main character's appearance either. There are many ways to customize Sackboy's outfit as Zoom Zoom's purple tent. All available costumes and pieces are stored there. The player can easily create an outfit by combining any parts of the costumes, mixing congruous elements into something special. For example, I put together weird starfish eyes, braids, a gorgeous green satin skin, a kitty tail, and more. Just mix any pieces you want. A frying pan with a butterfly dress and a corrupted funnel cap? Totally a valid choice. In this process, everything depends on your fashion sense, and there is no such thing as enough. I'm sure it's possible to create even more bizarre outfits that can truly spark the imagination. During the playthrough, many custom pieces are scattered across locations to collect. Some outfits relate to a location's theme, like decks or mermaid costumes. This is a good opportunity to compete an outfit for free, especially since some really cool costumes can cost as much as an arm and a leg. That's why I hunted for every available piece and bell in each location. As a last resort, if I ran out of money, I went to Zoom Zoom's kettle to get bells for shopping, turning wild ideas into reality. Eventually, I couldn't imagine all that colorful, adorable environment paired with a dull outfit for the main character. This spin-off gives you the freedom to create a perfect costume for adventures across the different craft worlds. And if you're someone who loves spending hours tweaking and experimenting with how your character looks, Sackboy has a lot to offer. Another thing that undeniably makes Sackboy's worlds feel so incredible is the music. The sound design is top-notch. Each action is accompanied by relevant sound, pulling the player deeper into the atmosphere of the craft world. At first, the vivid environmental details overshadowed everything else. So much of the sound design went unnoticed. But if you listen closely during the playthrough, you can hear how alive everything feels thanks to the ambient sounds. And now platforms don't just move back and forth, they make characteristic noises. Balloons pop when Sackboy hits them, and even an electrical laser produces a sharp crack. For example, in a level in the center of Craft World, where Sackboy mostly stays on the main moving platform that looks like a steam train, the sound designers added a steam whistle and clickety-clack sounds. These details make the level feel really vibrant. Enemies aren't silent either. They mostly make grunting sounds, like they always have a sore throat. A large number of excellent sound effects complement the cheerful vibe, but of course, nothing can overshadow the music. The game does a great job with both original background music and popular tracks tailored to each level, such as Material Girl, Take On Me, Let's Dance, and Toxic. On some levels, everything moves according to the music beat, the platforms, NPCs, and environmental details. I truly admire the work of the sound designers. As I replayed level after level, I often caught myself humming the music. I may not be the best singer around, but it was still a lot of fun. I hope I've managed to spark your interest in Sackboy Epic Adventure, and that you'll decide to give this game a chance. At first glance, it might seem like just a kid's platformer with nothing to offer for mature gamers, but that couldn't be further from the truth. This is a game with a real soul. It brings everyday objects to life, reminds us of our childhood, and invites us to return to it to dive into a journey alongside Sackboy. A journey filled with joy and warmth, despite all the challenges along the way. Walking hand in hand with Sackboy through these incredible worlds, I was honestly disappointed that my playthrough lasted only about 8 hours. I didn't want to say goodbye to him. It's one of those rare games I still come back to from time to time. In a way, Sackboy can even feel therapeutic on grey, monotonous days. It's a portal to something familiar, warm and carefree. Did you enjoy my video? I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today. See you very soon in my short videos and new reviews, covering both brand new games and timeless classics. Bye!